Back again with the second Fitorch. This is the EA25. This was sent in via the company. I looked at the tactical one recently, the last video, so I thought we'd run through the specifications on this just to give you an idea of what you can expect. Level spacing is the same as that torch as well. We're up to 3000 lumens in turbo. Quick rundown on the included items: a Type A to Type C charging cable. They give you a single spare O-ring. Here's the wrist strap, pretty similar to other makers, no branding on that. The Fitorch user manuals are quite basic really, but they do sort of get the job done. Here's the holster, neoprene with your compartment there for keeping the battery, or you could put the charging cable in there. Nice quality holster if you like the thicker padding. It's exactly the same size as the one on the P36. So you can, if you have both torches, interchange them in the holsters. With some of these EDC type torches, you don't always get a holster with them, so I'm glad that they did include it. We'll take a closer look at the torch and we can see with the sizes on screen, about average for a EDC type torch. The styling on this, you have that large silicone button on the side, got the grooves around the head. There is no charging port on this, so that's something which is different from the P36. Some people do like the double clips, so you can put it head up or head down if you're carrying it in a jacket or a pocket. The knurling is quite fine on this, but it does provide a good grip. Pretty happy with the anodizing, very much on a par with other premium torches. Here's the bezel, which is removable. It's a sort of darker gunmetal effect. You can take the glass off the front if you want to play around in there with the LED. It's got a sort of medium texturing on this with the AR coating, the anti-reflective coating on the glass. To get to the battery with this, you need to unscrew the head. They've got quite a decent amount of grease on the threads. The two contact points on the side, that's your reverse polarity protection. We'll just take out the battery now. This is the 21700. And it is 5000 milliamp hour capacity. This is a real 5000 milliamp hour. They've obviously done a rewrap on one of the major brands with the Type C charging port, and it is protected. Quite a thick spring on the inside. Just remember, for unprotected cells, you'll have to use a spacer on this particular torch. On the UI now, it's pretty straightforward. Quick press for on and a long press for off. Does have a memory for the last power level. When you have the torch on, it's just a single press to cycle through the levels, and it takes you through all of the levels from the lowest up to the turbo. Double press for the strobe, and then double press again to cycle between the normal and SOS. When it's off, give it a press 4 times and you get the beacon effect on the side switch that comes on every couple of seconds. It flashes. An additional feature on this torch is the voltage check on the battery. That is quite welcome. The green gives you your 1 volt steps, and then the red is the 0.1 volt, and it seems to be quite accurate. There is also a lockout function, although I would prefer that it was the same to lock it and unlock. To unlock, you have to press it 3 or 4 times and then do a long press. With the power levels, you have a 4-stage indicator going from green down to red. So we have multiple methods of seeing how much power we have left in the battery. Would have liked a shortcut to turbo and the lowest output. That's maybe the only criticism from an otherwise pretty decent UI. Quick comparison next to the P36, as you can see, we have shaved a bit of length off of that, although the design is very similar on both of these torches. Onto the charging with the battery, it's just over 1¼ amp, and that terminated around about 4.2 volts. The colour balance on the emitter around about 6,500 kelvins, which is very much typical for a cool white LED. I put the user guide on screen for you if you want to have a quick look through that. Starting off with the Unicorn, which is a sort of standard torch I've been using for a while now. Pretty warm on the tint with this. You'll notice when we move over to the Fitorch, the beam does spread out. Pretty much what you would expect for an EDC type torch. It does have a bit of a hot spot in the middle, but it is quite well diffused. TH10R, This has come in for review, so I'll be doing a video on this one within the next week or so. That's more of a compact tactical torch. I thought I'd just put a quick beam shot up there for you. You do get a bit of a tint on the edges with this, with a sort of magenta or purple, but it isn't as strong as the P36 for some reason. A few more beam shots now, so have a look at those and I'll give you my summary at the end. Give you a few of my thoughts on the Fitorch, and I'm thinking that this is quite a good EDC torch. I've seen some very good prices on this online, so do have a dig around and see what you can find. Again, I would like to see a bit more even spacing on this, and the lowest output, I think most people would prefer to have something a couple of lumens or a bit lower. It does get a bit hot when it's on turbo, though I wouldn't say it was quite as bad as something like a through night. It wouldn't be quite as toasty as that. On the upside, we've got a good quality finishing and a decent beam with this torch. Two ways of checking your battery voltage, and you get a decent bunch of extras included. Do stick around, I've got more torch videos coming up. Quite a few items have come in, and thanks for watching.